not be able to win in Washington, and that continued last week, but their NFC North counterparts are perfect against the Redskins with Brett Favre. Hey, how are you, folks? Jason Horowitz and NFL.com's Pat Kirwan with you, breaking down 3-1 Washington, 4-1 Green Bay, and the Packers QB a perfect 3-0 in his career against the Skins, outscoring them 95-23 in those three. But, Pat, it's going to be tough for them to get a blowout in this game against this Redskins defense that is much improved.
Oh, the Redskins defense is back to 2005. They took 2006 off. We talked about them last year, and it wasn't very nice. Now they're back to where they were, and it comes back to the things Jason and I talked about in September. It's when they got LaRon Landry and got the complimentary safety to Sean Taylor, they were able to diversify this whole defense and run any package they want, pressure scheme, coverage scheme, man schemes, because those safeties play like corners. Most impressive thing I saw last week from the Redskins, 4-man pass rush pressure. They don't need to blitz anybody to get to the quarterback. Andre Carter was fantastic.
Well, they knew that last week also, though, because they knew Detroit couldn't run the football. And they're going to see the same thing this week against Green Bay because they know the Packers are one-dimensional. Even though they were able to run against the Bears in the first half, you know this is not a running football team. So how does Brett Favre, with only 4 guys rushing, find his 3 wideouts?
Well, he's going to have a hard time doing it. And in the last 2 weeks, when you look at the Packers, they've had 7 fumbles and 2 interceptions. If you have that kind of sloppy game in a 3rd week in a row, you're going to land up in a lot of trouble against Washington. He's going to have to be disciplined. Those tight ends of his aren't guys that can break away and do anything, but they work pretty well in the linebacker level. You watch them in the short areas. Be patient. Take the short passing tack. When I looked at Brett Favre, his face after the interception he threw, I realized this is the first time in a long time the guy made one of those classic 2006 gambler mistakes. I don't think he'll make those. He'll be patient again.
And it helped to snap an 8-game winning streak for the Packers. On the other side, you've got Jason Campbell, and he is looking better and better and better, but it was against the Lions defense this week. What's the game plan for him against a much better Green Bay defense when he may not have Santana Moss? He's questionable as of this Thursday morning, and he probably won't have Antoine Randall either.
I don't think he's going to have Randall, but I do think he's going to have Santana Moss from the guys I talked to. You got great corners in Green Bay. You got Woodson, you got Al Harris. You guys got match up and take players away, and that's why they're pretty good against the run. It's also they're pretty tough to throw against. The game, to me, gets played by throwing the ball at Chris Cooley, really one of his favorite targets. Work against those safeties. Running game, which is that they want, no secret here, run the ball to the left. That's what Washington wants to do. Pull the ball out and find Chris Cooley. That's how they're going to get this thing rolling.
It's Joe Gibbs football is what it is.
Yes.
That is exactly what Joe Gibbs likes to do. Let's take a look at our AccuScore prediction. 10,000 tests, all mathematical, no human element, 10,000 results. And here's what it came up with for this game. 63% of the results came up with the Packers on top, and holding the Redskins under 20 points is the average score. Pat, you agree?
I'm not going to agree this week. I'm going to take the Washington Redskins. I think this is a team, we'll later talk about the Titans. 2 teams I got my eye on closely that have a combination of things going on that I like. And I think the Redskins are going to go in there, and they're going to play a nice, tight game, and Jason Campbell can't be rattled. And I think the Redskins are going to come out with a win.
I like the Redskins, maybe not in this game, but to make a run towards the postseason because this defense is fantastic. And a player to keep an eye on, Rocky McIntosh, has been absolutely phenomenal this season. They're trying for their first 4-1 start in 8 years. They've only made the postseason one other time since 1999, that being the Redskins, and that was 2005. They're off to a fresh start in Washington. The old-faced Joe Gibbs, and he takes on Mike McCarthy's Packers at 1 p.m. Eastern. For more on this game or any other in Week 6, be sure to stay with CBSSports.com. Watch everything on the CBS Audience Network. It's Pat's favorite. For Pat Kirwan, I'm Jason Horowitz. Take care.